you're looking for some new tires, huh?
Yeah, actually, you know what I would like to have a little bit of information about? What's with this nanotechnology fiber deal that I hear is going on with tires lately? What's up with that?
Well, the main thing to think about is matching your tire to the terrain that you're riding.
Right.
Specifically dirt. Depends on where you are. You can really judge a lot by a tire by the spacing in between knobs. Generally, if there's a lot of spacing between the knobs, it's going to work better in softer conditions.
Gotcha.
If you look at this is our descent tire. This was created for conditions like the Whistler Bike Park, really hard pack conditions, a lot of braking bumps, a lot of stutter bumps with some loose stuff over the top.
Gotcha.
That's where this tire does really well. This tire will also do well there, but it'll excel in loamier dirt, darker soil in the trees that's a little bit softer, maybe even muddy. There's a lot of spacing here, which allows these knobs to pierce into the soil and give you a lot of traction. You can really lean on a tire like this because you know it's going to dig in. If you're riding really hard pack stuff and speed is what you're going for, something like the Werewolf LT is going to be the optimum. If you look at it, LT stands for low tread, and you can see the tread's really small. It's a fast roller on hard packed sandy terrain. These small knobs really hook up. You don't have to worry about piercing into it because you're not gonna pierce into it. It's too firm a surface. But it's a fast roller and you have all these working edges. On the other extreme is the stout here. This is for really soft terrain, muddy terrain, rocky terrain. Works really well where it's super powdery sand because all this spacing allows these knobs to really dig in. One thing you'll see in all these tires, the Prowler SS, the Prowler MX, the Descent, you'll see these little lines in the tread.
Yeah.
Those are called sipes. And siping is something that's been around forever. It's been in the auto world, and motocross guys know about it, the Jeep crawlers. What that does is it creates more working edges. So when you get on that hard packed terrain and in the rocks, these little things can form better than a full block of rubber.
Gotcha.
They independently move. So sipes basically double the working edges of the tire, and I guess it's safe to say it almost doubles the traction. They really make a difference. The downside, if you were to sipe your tires at home, if you went too deep, these things would squirm around. When you're in a hard corner, they'd move, and if you skidded too hard, the whole knob could shear off. If you look at these, they're relatively shallow, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. They'll move and conform to the ground, but they're not going to squirm on you. These guys down here, these are made, this one specifically, the Graffiti SF, stands for Street Fighter. That's for urban riding. For guys that live, say, in the inner city, can't get to the single track but want to go out and have fun. You know, there's a lot of fun terrain if you just look around. Dropping off steps, wall rides. This tire comes in a really soft compound rubber, about a 40 durometer. So that's nice and tacky. That's something that you can feel with your fingertip. If you take your nail and just poke into there.
So durometer is a measurement of like...
Durometers, yeah, it's a measurement of the softness.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's something you can feel when you're going tire shopping. You can feel that's nice and grippy. If you feel a low-end tire, you're not going to be able to jam your nail into it as well, but it'll hold up better. That's the one compromise with a softer durometer. It'll wear out faster, but the performance is worth it. So the Graffiti SF, you'll have the confidence to go for a wall ride and know that your tires are going to stick. And this also has a beefed up sidewall, so you can basically come off a set of stairs and land really hard on something without flatting. Where this guy is dirt jump specific. So again, it's more a manicured surface. You're not going to need all these knobs because it's going to be a really hard packed surface again. You're not going to have to worry about sliding as much. But it's a fast roller and there's a lot of rubber here. Again, really soft compound. So it's all about confidence with the softer rubber. So you need a new saddle for your bike, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well, saddles are really specific to individuals. Somebody just like you that rides about the same amount as you, the same body type, might like a saddle that's completely different from what you want. You can never know. You never can tell. So the best thing is to go with something like our test ride kit. Go to your local bike shop, ask them if they have it. It's a pretty neat program where you can start out with something like the Devo, a really popular saddle.
Pretty standard saddle for you guys,
It's
right?
a pretty standard high-end saddle.
Gotcha.
It's what we call a racing saddle.
Okay.
For cross-country racers, trail riders, even road riders really like it. It's relatively wide and short. Your sit bones is for someone with a little bit wider sit bones. That doesn't mean somebody with a big butt. It just means somebody with wide sit bones.
Right. Big bone.
Exactly. It has these cutouts, make it a lot more comfortable. And if it fits you, your sit bones are going to be right there on those cutouts.
Gotcha.
It's not going to be something you'll notice, say in 5 minutes, but in an hour-long ride, a 2-hour ride, 3 hours, these things make a big difference. And the beauty with this test ride kit, you can take this saddle to grab it from the bike shop, have them put it on your own bike, take it on your own regular loop, see how it feels. If it doesn't feel right, if you don't feel like you're benefiting from these, bring it back. Tell them, hey, I think that saddle's a little too wide. They'll probably set you up with something like the Silverado. If you look at the two side by side, this one's quite a bit wider. This is my favorite right here. I know a lot of guys that look just like me, ride about the same amount. This is too wide for them. And they'll go with something like the Shadow V. Really narrow, really long. Some people absolutely love this saddle. They won't ride anything else. So the point is, saddles are very specific. One thing you'll find in all of our saddles, whether it's the Pure V or the Diva, is this relief zone. We call it the love channel.
Nice.
So it makes a big difference. Soft tissue relief. One thing that's fairly common on rounder profile saddles, it puts that pressure right where you don't want it. There's several arteries down there, you can get numbness and pain, it's awful. But with this love channel, it completely relieves that. You'll also see this relief zone here. This is like a hard plastic shell, if you feel this.
Yeah.
Nice and firm, but right here, it's soft. Makes a big difference again. Not something you'll notice in 5 minutes, but when you're on your bike seat for an hour or 3, or riding across the country, that sort of thing makes a big difference. So, what I would recommend, go to your bike shop, ask them about the test ride kit, and start there.
And there's what? There's 8 seats in.
There's eight
ride
saddles in the test ride kit, and those are all the our most popular shapes.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.